Anyone who's cheated death knows. Never walk your dog in a subway station. Right now the dog is staring at the tracks, like it sees something. It starts barking like crazy at the tracks. A second later, it yanks its owner right off the platform. Just then, a train comes barreling in. The driver slams on the emergency brakes, but in the end, it was too late. The next day, the driver finally pulls himself together and gets back to work. But as the train pulls into the station, a passenger up ahead has a heart attack and just keels over onto the tracks. The driver hits the emergency brake again, but once more it was too late. Well, that's the second person he's hit this month. His co-worker is even more excited than he is and tells him eagerly, "If you hit one more person this month, the company will fire you and give you a lump sum payout of 10 years' salary." Opportunities like this, handed to you by fate, don't come around often. You really need to think about it. Sure enough, back home, the unlucky driver, Gong, looks at his lifelong dream of writing and finally makes up his mind. Late at night, he drives to the bridge in London with the highest suicide rate. You think he's here to end it? Well, yeah, actually he is. But he's looking for someone else who wants to die, so he can convince them to do it, and hopefully get hit by his train. Sure enough, after waiting 2 hours, a suspicious-looking guy catches Gong's attention. Seeing this, he rushes over to convince him to jump. Little does he know, the guy just came to the bridge for a smoke. The next day, while taking out the trash, he spots an elderly man, seeing the old man walking unsteadily. He politely goes over to ask, "Hi there, sir, I see you have trouble walking. Probably haven't showered in a decade. Looks like you're about to kick the bucket. How about..." Well, he got beaten so hard he was yelping like a dog, but Gong still didn't give up. Finally, scanning the crowd, he spots someone who looks truly desperate. He sprints towards the rooftop. He's running towards freedom, running towards his dream. But well, it's just a creative billboard ad. Gong might be timid, but he's got a little bit of brains. Seeing his real-world convincing plan fail so miserably, he decides to move his operation online. Sure enough, in a suicide support chat room, he manages to set up a meeting with someone who wants to die. He quickly goes to the netizen's house based on the address. Although this netizen really wants to die, he doesn't want to be hit by a train. Instead, he wants Gong to eat him bit by bit. "It was me!" This totally grosses Gong out. He yells and bolts for the door. "Come back, you must eat me!" That night, just as Gong is about to give up on this stupid plan, he sees that smoking guy again back on the bridge. Gong figures he's just there for another smoke like last time, so he doesn't pay much attention. He starts his car and slowly drives past. But when he looks back, the guy is about to jump. Quick as a flash, Gong slams on the brakes and rushes over. Luckily, he manages to grab the man and pull him back up inch by inch. Furious at being saved and having his plan interrupted, the man starts punching Gong in gratitude. They go to a bar, and the suicidal man, instead of thanking Gong, calls him a busybody. Gong thinks, "All right, since you're so set on dying, I'll just get straight to the point." So Gong lays out his own deadly request. "If you'd be interested in throwing yourself in front of my train,